Hey everyone, it's Melanie Ham. Thanks for stopping by my channel. It's Tipsy Tuesday, which means it's like tips and tricks day. Today I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite specialty rulers for quilting. Some rulers that I have in my own collection that I thought would be good to share with you guys. A few videos back I shared with you the only ruler that you really need to get started quilting, but if you've kind of made a few things and you're starting to expand your repertoire of quilting rulers, these are sort of like the next couple things that you can get to kind of make your life easier. So this is already assuming you have your 6x24 and your set of square rulers that I mentioned in the last video. And the next kind of ones that you should get are the rulers that make your life easier when you are making new blocks, okay? So for example, the Quilt in a Day Flying Geese ruler, I am in love with it. I recently purchased it to make this quilt. I'll show you a picture of it. It is part of my online premium quilting course where I teach you how to make this quilt from start to finish. And this ruler makes that block so much easier than making it the traditional way. It's made by Quilt in a Day, and there's like, it's ingenious the way they have you do it. So super awesome way of making flying geese. If you're interested in making that quilt with me, you can go to geesequilt.com and I teach you how to do it from start to finish. I'll put a coupon code in the description box below as well, and you can look it up and see everything that you get along with the course. But this is definitely a favorite. So along those lines, you want to purchase the specialty rulers that make your life easier. So as you're sort of going along and you think, oh, I want to make this style of quilt, you can kind of like Google it and look it up and see if there's a ruler that's going to help you. I did this a few years back. I made that Flying Geese quilt that I just showed you was for my best friend's baby that she just had a few months ago. And for her older daughter, I made her a quilt using a 60-degree triangle patchwork sort of look. So when I was researching it, I found out you can buy the ruler to make that 60-degree triangle look so much easier than using the lines on your standard ruler. So you can make a 60-degree angle cut using your 6x24 inch ruler, but the ruler is really long and it can be a little bit tricky to make sure you have an accurate cut and you're getting it as large as you want. This makes your life so much easier. I think it was $8 maybe, and it made it faster and more accurate to make that quilt. So that's what I'm talking about. It's these kind of things to make your life easier, especially if you have something very specific in mind that you're looking to make. Several years back when I was making a sampler quilt, kind of a block of the month with Amy Gibson from a Craftsy class. This was like, oh gosh, maybe 5 years ago that I was doing this. There were a few blocks that required a Drunkards Path, which is this kind of curved shape. I'll show you an example. And I was like trying to save money. I didn't really want to buy the ruler, and since it was only for 2 blocks, so I made a template out of cereal boxes. Worst idea ever. The accuracy for those blocks were not very good. It was not as sturdy to cut. It was just kind of a mess. And so I was kicking myself for not just going ahead and getting the ruler. That would make my life easier, right? So same thing. Drunkards Path, especially with this curved edge, you want to make sure that everything is really accurate in your cutting, because the cutting is where your accuracy starts with, okay? It's not just your piecing. If your cutting is off, then things are going to be off later on. So it is important, and rather than getting frustrated and thinking that something is too hard, buy the ruler and it will make your life a lot easier. There's lots of different ones out there. I will show you the one that I have from a Quilty box a while back. You know, if you want a specific look, you know, go ahead. If they have a ruler, go ahead and get it. So the next ruler that I want to share is sort of a ruler that's sort of, it's more technique based, I guess. It's not really like to make a block like these other ones are. These are, I'm not actually even sure what the name of these are, but these basically help when you're making your half square triangle. So what it is you line up the middle line, and then you've got your 1/4 inch seam on either side. So anywhere you're trying to do, where you're going to be cutting something in half or you're doing anything like that, especially half square triangles. I'm working on a half square triangle project right now, and I purchased these in order to make my life easier and to also be able to share with you. If you don't have a 1/4 inch piecing foot that doesn't have a guide on it, a lot of them have a guide. And when you're going over the top of fabric, the guide will get stuck and it won't create the right kind of line that you need. So these are helpful because then you can just draw the line and sew with your standard sewing machine foot, and then you don't have to buy any extra feet or anything like that. So they're not very expensive. They come in a couple different sizes. Now the last favorite ruler that I'm going to mention is sometimes these rulers that help you make like an entire quilt. So it's kind of one of those things where like the rulers all fit together, they work like a puzzle, and they make something that's special, make it really easy for you to make it. So I'll show you an example. That was not a very great description. These are by Creative Grids. They have really nice rulers. They have this sort of rough edge, so it helps with the sliding. Some people have trouble with keeping their rulers secure on their fabric. So these rulers are made to do a really great job of trying to stop that from happening. And this sort of makes, you know, a special look. If you love the way that this looks, then using these rulers makes it really easy, and you can use scraps because look how small this ruler is, and you can use lots of scraps. It just sort of like, it helps to create this special look without fancy piecing or having to like do a lot of measuring. So that's what's cool about these. I would love to know what your favorite specialty rulers are. Do you have any that I don't have here mentioned? Leave those in the comment section down below. I would love to know if you have like a specialty ruler that you love that I need to buy and try out for myself and maybe share with you guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe right here if you are not already. This is Tipsy Tuesday, so that is like sharing tips and tricks. If you have any requests for Tipsy Tuesday videos, leave those down below as well. Fridays are tutorials. Don't forget, if you are interested in that flying geese quilt, you can head to geesequilt.com. There will be a coupon code down below and all the information that you will need. And I will see you guys later. Bye.